down. Hi guys, so today I wanted to do a video all about my product hits and product misses. This was actually a requested video from one of my subscribers, and I thought it was a really good idea for a video actually, because I have so many products that I do try and actually they're not that great, and I think it's important to know the ones that maybe it's not worth spending money on. So I'm gonna jump straight on in and start going through my product hits. So my first hit is the Batiste Dry Shampoo. I've actually used other dry shampoo. I think I used an Aussie one and it just doesn't work as well. Like, Batiste is the only one that really does combat that oily hair that you have kind of after day 2 or day 3 of not washing. And the scents are really nice. They're not too offensive. They're not too overpowering. They're just right. And yeah, I just think they're fantastic. And all other dry shampoos just, they don't really compare, to be completely honest. Moving on to another hair product, and it is the VO5 High Volume Hairspray. I actually have 2 versions of this. The other one isn't high volume, it's like long lasting. I can't remember the exact name, but either way, it's the best hairspray I've ever used and I've got through a lot. I even prefer this to Elnet, if I'm being completely honest. It really does last all day. It gives a really nice kind of feel to your hair. It's not really clumpy and dry and that horrible sort of crispy feel. The smell of it's quite nice, although I would really recommend spraying it in quite a well aerated room because it can be quite potent. It's just fantastic. In fact, I actually love all of the VO5 hair products. I think they're amazing. I know I've just mentioned a VO5 product, but there actually is another one which I use and I really couldn't live without, and it is the VO5 Smoothly Does It Tame and Shine Spray. And this also has heat defense as well. It just tames my slightly frizzy hair, and because I have quite fine hair, I find that I get little bits at the front. I don't know if you guys have the same, where I just get wispy hair bits. When I'm trying for like a relatively slick, well planned hair look, it just looks ridiculous. So this stuff really does tame my hair. It leaves it really smooth and sleek. Moving on to a foundation I've actually only recently rediscovered, but I remember why I bought it and why I loved it so much in the first place, and it is the Revlon Colour Stay foundation for combination to oily skin. I have combination to oily skin, so maybe this is why I love this so much. It is literally an exact match for my skin. I've really struggled to find a good tone for my skin and foundations. I don't know why that is, but this just matches my skin perfectly and it lasts a really long time. It has a really nice sort of finish. It's medium coverage and it's just a fantastic everyday foundation, and I absolutely love it. Moving on to a primer, and it is the Body Shop All-in-One Insta Blur. Now, I've used quite a few primers in the past. I actually have one on my misses in a minute, which I really didn't get on with at all. But this one, I don't know why it's so good. The actual texture of it is quite strange. It's a little bit kind of crumbly, but once it's on your face, it really does make your foundation last all day. It gives a really lovely base to your foundation, and for me, it really helps keep my skin matte all day, which is what I need because I tend to find I get quite like an oily T-zone. Next up, I have a mascara. Now, this is a really non-me type mascara because I go for high-end mascaras most of the time. My favourites are the Illamasqua one and also the Benefit Bad Gal Lash Mascara. I love both of those guys. I think they're fantastic, but this one is probably on par with those for me, and it is the Maybeline Lash Sensational Lash Multiplying Mascara. Now, I've used other Maybeline mascaras before and they just like fell off my face, like off my lashes, and left me with that horrible like black smudge under my eyes. This doesn't do that. It separates my lashes, it makes them ridiculously long. It's just amazing. For a drugstore mascara, I was really pleasantly surprised. I think it's like £7, and in comparison to my Benefit ones, my Illamasqua ones, it's definitely worth the money. So I have another hit on my list, and it is the Maybelline, I think it's Lumi Touch Dream Lumi. All the names like rubbed off because I use it so much. But it's basically like a really illuminating concealer. It has really good coverage. I never go without this in my makeup bag. I just think it's really good. I have a dupe for this in my misses. So I think it just goes to show that some makeup brands can really do a fantastic product and other ones just can't really remake it that well. So I'll move on to that one in a minute, but this one it's such a good concealer. Next up I have a brow gel. Now the one that I absolutely love at the moment and have been loving for a while now is the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. I actually used the Benefit Gimme Brow, which I do like. It took me a while to get used to it, but I think that could have been because I wasn't really used to using brow gels. But I actually prefer this one. The reason being it's cheaper. I think you get a lot more for your money. I think the Gimme Brow is like that big. It's like half the size. L'Oreal have some really good shades for their brow gels, and this one is basically the same as the dark blonde one that Benefit do. It's quite ashy, so really good for blonde sort of hair. So if you're on the market for a new brow gel, you don't really want to fork out like £15 for the Benefit Gimme Brow, then I definitely recommend this one from L'Oreal because it's a really good colour range and it's really affordable. Last on my loves list is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Soft Colour Blush in Pink Rose. Now this is 100% my all day, everyday blusher. It's just the perfect colour for me, and I know I'm going to repurchase this forever probably because I just think it's such a gorgeous colour. So moving on from the products that I've been loving and think are complete hits, I'm going to move on to the misses. First up for the not so good products, I have the No7 Beautifully Matte Makeup Base. I just really didn't get on with this at all. It didn't really sit very well on my skin. Foundation did not go well on top of it at all. It didn't really keep my, well, it did keep my skin matte, but in a really drying, horrible way, like not the way that you want it to stay matte. And I just really didn't rate it at all. And it's not massively cheap, I wouldn't say. I mean, considering it's No7, so I think I paid about £10–15 for it. I mean, to be fair, the Body Shop Insta Blur is roughly the same amount. I think it's about £12, but that one actually works. So I'd rather spend £12 on something that works than £10–15 on something that doesn't. So yeah, really didn't get on with this at all. Next up I have a really surprising product because I thought I would love this. I've loved the other ones of this in the same range, and it is the Garnier BP Creme and Blur Perfection Ultime. So it's basically like, you know, their BB cream that they do, which I really love. The Miracle Perfector standard BB cream is fantastic. It's such a good all day light foundation. I thought this one would be a little bit more fun and exciting. It's really not. I don't know what shade this is because I maybe got the wrong one, I'm not sure, but it does nothing for my skin at all. It doesn't even look like I've got anything on, but not in a good way. Like, it doesn't smooth out my skin in the way that their normal BB cream does, and I just found it really runny and just not good, really not good. And I was really surprised because their other one, the standard one, is so good and is probably one of my like holy grail BB creams. I think it's fantastic, but yeah, this one is not good. In stark contrast to the Maybelline Lumi Touch Concealer, I have the L'Oreal Paris Lumi Magique, and I'm going to be really honest, I bought into this because it had rose gold packaging. I know, and you know what? I probably learnt my lesson from that because I should have actually tried it out properly rather than just going for the packaging. But this just doesn't match up to the Maybelline one at all. It's not really that good at concealing. It's not illuminating in the same way the Maybelline one is. It's not got very good coverage. I just didn't get on with it at all. The packaging is gorgeous. I love it. But yeah, the actual product itself, I just didn't find that good. Now I have a foundation, and it is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique foundation. Now as you can see, I did the whole rose gold, like, oh, it's rose gold, I think I'm going to try the foundation too. I did swatch this and it was okay, but the lasting power of this is just really not great. Perhaps it's just my skin, I don't know. I just found it didn't stay on my face, and I tried it without primer, with powder over the top, with literally nothing at all, without concealer. When I trial a foundation, I try it for a good week and a half. And I really try and run it through its paces, but this just didn't do anything for me at all. I found that it clumped up a little bit and sort of like fell and just didn't look good at all, and my skin, it looked a bit dewy, but it just looked shiny, like it wasn't good dewy. So yeah, I really didn't enjoy using this at all. Next up I have a hair product, and it is the Kerastase, I don't know if that's how you say it, Resistance Mask Force Architect. This is basically a intense conditioner. Now I know that Kerastase, or Kerastase, is supposed to be a really good company in terms of hair products, and I genuinely do believe they are, I just personally didn't think that this was that great, and considering it's pretty pricey, I was quite disappointed. I use this quite a lot. I've used like half a tub of it now because I thought maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just not, no, I've used a decent amount. It's like maybe I'm just, you know, maybe it's just me. However, it says on the back to leave it on. I think it says to leave it on for like 10-15 minutes. I haven't got the exact details of how to use it, but it was a relatively short intensive treatment. And I found that my hair didn't feel any different than if I just conditioned it using like Tresemme. I genuinely didn't. I did find it was quite good when I left it on like all day. So if I had a spare Sunday where I knew I wasn't doing anything, then I would maybe have a bath like early afternoon, leave it in, and then wash it out at night. And granted, my hair did feel nice, but I mean, the amount of times I've got enough time to be able to do that with my hair is very rare. And it says to leave it on for 10-15 minutes. And in 10-15 minutes, my hair didn't feel that great. So I think there's better products out there for the money, and yeah, I'm really sorry because I know they're a really good company. It's just, for me, it really didn't wow me at all for the price like point. I didn't think they were that great. Next up, I have a brow product, and it is the Rimmel Brow This Way Brow Styling Gel, and it's a clear gel. I really didn't get on with this at all. I found that it clumped up quite a lot. It kind of created like these weird see-through bobbles in my eyebrows. It just wasn't good at all. It started off pretty good, but it's now gone a really like smoked, sort of smoky, misty, horrible, congealed, not nice at all. I don't know if all clear brow gels are like this, but yeah, I just really didn't enjoy this. I mean, it's pretty cheap and it kind of does the trick, but I just didn't like the texture of it at all, and my eyebrows didn't necessarily look that much better after using them. So yeah, I much prefer the L'Oreal one. Last, I have a blusher, and it is from L'Oreal Paris, and it is their Le Blush Blusher. Now, I'm not trying to slate L'Oreal at all. I love their mascaras, I love a lot of their products, and I love their brow gel. I just really didn't like the way that this blended into my cheeks. When I applied it with my blusher brush, it just kind of like stayed where I first put it. It didn't glide on my cheeks at all. It just didn't, it kind of went patchy. I don't know what it is, and the colour itself is so nice. This shade is, I'm not sure what this shade is. Nectarine. I mean, I'm going to try and persevere because the shade itself is perfect for spring and summer, and it's just gorgeous. But when I used it, I just didn't think it was as good as the Rimmel one, basically. And maybe the Rimmel one has just given me a really high benchmark, I don't know. But there's better blushes out there, definitely. That is it for my hits and misses. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you guys choose which products to go out and buy next time you are venturing out to Boots or Superdrug or anywhere else similar. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. See you later, bye!